eating, Josephine? Hard at work, I see.
We're eating mushroom and risotto bakes. Do you know what your blog post is today? Yeah.
I do, yes. It's going to be about good quality food.
What?
Wait, no pinching food. Yep, that's you. That's you I'm talking to. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so I've got to put this away. Otherwise it'll rust. And we don't want that. Then, I know exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Because I received an email which was of interest. Hopefully tomorrow when the rain is finished, I'll be able to finish burning the garden waste. Oh, what a fun job. Yep, still got lots to do there. Okay, so let's talk about this email I received from Ecotricity. They are officially starting to charge for the use of their points. So, how is that going to be introduced? Well, it requires a hardware upgrade at each one of their chargers, so it'll only take effect when they get round to upgrading the hardware in that particular charger that you're visiting. There is an app that they have introduced, and using that app you can see which of their charge points use the old swipe card and which of the charge points require the use of the app and therefore you have to pay for. How much are you going to pay? Well, £5 for 20 minutes seems to be the route they've gone, but there is a silver lining. For those of us who are Ecotricity customers, there will be no charge, which is fantastic news for me because I am an Ecotricity customer. And I think the reason why they've done it the way they've done it is, rather than charging per kilowatt hour or whatever, because £5 for 20 minutes is quite expensive, and that's basically the same price as diesel for the number of miles that you do. So it certainly isn't nothing. And they've stated that the reason is so that they can sort of make some money from it because they're delivering 2 million miles of driving a month, and I'm sure that is a small part of it. But I think the main reason they've done it is for the reason that I've always said right from the beginning. The only way to make money from electric car fast chargers is through tying it to something else, because electricity is cheap and nobody actually wants to pay much for it. And I think a lot of the sort of charge networks in the US have discovered this over time as they've sort of set up, invested in the hardware and all the rest of it, only to find they've gone bust a year or 2 years later. Obviously not all of them have gone bust, but the fundamental problem here is that they're trying to charge for the charging. Tesla don't charge for the charging. What they do is they charge for the cars. The charging, that's part of the reason why you buy the car. And it's the same, I think, with Ecotricity. What they're hoping is that some of the many users of their electric charge points are going to go, I'm going to change my electricity and gas to Ecotricity. And then I don't have to worry or think about how much I pay for my in-transit charging. It's actually a very clever marketing scheme. Yeah. That's what I think it is. And I think that's why they've done it the way they've done it, because it's expensive, £5 for 20 minutes. It'll put a lot of people off charging. So if you're not an Ecotricity customer and you're driving a Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid, I hate the way they use quick chargers. What that means is there's pretty much not going to be any point you stopping and using quick chargers. Apart from the nice parking space, other than that, you're going to wind up paying, because they have a small battery and charge relatively slowly, probably twice as much as they would for diesel or petrol. So it won't make any sense for them. And that's good, because they just take up charge spaces and they don't charge that quickly. And whilst it's lovely that they save a few miles on petrol and they get to do that on electricity instead, the reality is you'll go twice as far with another bigger batteried EV plugged in at that point. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. So there is one problem that I can foresee though. I'm quite skeptical of EV charging apps, especially the ones that stop and start the charge session. And the reason why I'm skeptical of them is because although the internet is supposed to be ubiquitous and there is supposed to be network signal and internet everywhere you go, we all know that that's not actually the case. So what happens when your £370 CHAdeMO adapter, or your 20-something thousand pound Nissan Leaf for that matter, is locked into the charge point and your app will not connect with the server in the sky for whatever reason? And that is, I think, an important question that's going to need answering, and until I've used one of their points I have no idea. If it turns out that the reliability isn't that great, there is actually a solution for those of us who have the dual chargers in their Tesla, or Renault Zoe drivers for that matter. With the Type 2 plug, the car actually controls the plug being locked into the car rather than the charge station. So if you unlock the plug from the car, it will stop the charge, obviously, if it's charging, and then you can unplug and off you go. Whereas with the CHAdeMO, if the charge station says no, then I'm afraid you're stuck. It won't unlock. There's nothing the car can do to stop the charge session or unlock the socket, because the charge is being controlled from the charge point. So yeah, that's my big worry, app reliability. It's absolutely essential that this app is rock solid, because the last thing you want to do is try and talk to somebody on the other end of a helpline on the middle of Sunday morning because your expensive adapter or your entire car is locked into a charge point and won't budge. The first of these charge points gets installed on Monday. So as soon as I can find one within a reasonable distance of where I live, I'm going to head on down there and check out how the app works, because I use those points all the time. I hope they're easy to use with the app, and I hope it's reliable. It's the reliability. Please, 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 may the reliability be good. One good thing though, we are going to get live status updates, so we'll be able to see which points aren't working before we actually turn up there. And that's going to be handy at least. That's probably about it for today's vlog post. It's going to be a sort of shorter, simpler, easier one, basically because we didn't really go anywhere much today. We just enjoyed the weather, just made an amazing mess, and that's about it. He's good at making a mess. That child has a real talent for mess making. To be honest, I think most small children have a talent for mess making. Just seems to come naturally. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye! I am officially finished. Time to go edit. I'm going to go have some fun. No idea what that fun's going to be. Probably just have a drink and watch TV, to be honest.